Delhi take on Hyderabad, match number 40. It happens in Delhi. Well, this almost, I feel like this game should be copy-paste of what we spoke, I think, a few days ago, because the last time these two teams played were against each other. So they literally played on a Monday, if I'm not wrong, and now they play again together. So we're just discussing the same team again because they haven't played anyone else in between. But Delhi got the better of them.
Delhi got the better and Hyderabad played a strange game
Yes.
that day.
I think better shouldn't be a word we use to describe that game. It was a poor game. It just, both sides seemed in some way to be contriving to play their worst cricket. It was unbelievable to watch, actually. I thought, what is going on, And I suppose that the big thing in the end, for me anyway, was that Warner was kind of going back home. Delhi will argue the same thing, of course, because he played for them many moons ago. But he scored a whole lot of runs, and he did particularly well for Sunrisers when he played there. Going into the ground, it was fascinating watching. As you go to the various grounds, except one man. There's one man who, it doesn't matter where you're going, whenever CSK are playing, people are wearing yellow and they got his jersey on anyway, right? And that's fair enough. But going into Hyderabad, orange shirts with 31 on the back, Warner. Previous season shirts and all of that. Yeah, not a few. So many of them. Warner by.
I mean, it was easily his second home. And at a time when Australia was unhappy with Warner and he was going through all that, he still had a home in Hyderabad.
Yes.
They were still loyal to him. And when we did the post game, you could see that he was so happy to be back, waved to the Hyderabad crowd saying thank you. And then said, oh, hang on, I know I'm playing for Delhi, but Pommy is absolutely right. I mean, I'm just going back to see that scorecard, 60 for 5. I think Delhi are gone. They scraped their way through to 140. And then...
there was only Bapuji who saved them because Aksar came in and got those 2 wickets, got those 34 runs, but there was really nothing to talk about.
No, Brooks 7 of 14, Tripathi 15 of 21.
There's a story. Harry Brook, a youngster, turn up. World's your oyster, in international cricket has done it and has looked, and I love watching him. These runs he's scored in test matches and one days and whatever, it's been fantastic to watch. And then that 100 he got in Kolkata, and you think, oh, is it gonna be okay? But it's tough to kind of turn up once they find out a little bit and they kind of figure out how they're gonna go at you. You've got to go again, and he's learning this.
What it's done, he's had one success in 7 innings. And he started off batting in the middle. Then they said, no, we need Harry Brook to play more. In trying to push Harry Brook up the order, they've messed with 2 people. They've messed with Abhishek Sharma. They've said, sorry, you're not an opener anymore, you're batting down. And then they said, oh, no, left-hander Abhishek Sharma, you go up. Mayank Agarwal, you come down. So in trying to accommodate someone in his first season, they've actually ended up moving 2 people around. So... I don't know how successful that is. Who batted 3? Tripathi is very good at 3. Harry Brook at 4, maybe go back at 4. It's because Harry Brook is struggling against spin that they're pushing him up to face the new ball. But you always send someone to play to their strength, not to cover a weakness. So I don't know how they'll go about it. I don't know what the atmosphere in the team is because you're trying to move things around to accommodate one person. I hope my hypothesis is wrong, but I sense that as well. So I don't know if they're now any more settled than they were at the start. But Pommy, you look at that side. How can that side be where it is?
And also, a big blow because there's no Washington Sundar. You spoke about it, touched upon it.
Another person who you were not using.
It's why I had them in my top 4.
I did too.
When we predicted at the start of the season. But I don't think that it's a bad move to have him up at the top. Yeah, have him up at the top because 4, 5, 6, those are the difficult positions. And I think they've kind of sorted those out. I like Markram and Klaasen in that middle order. I think experience, and they've played spin quite well, and they can shift and all of that. And that's good. And if you give him a go up at the top, and he just figures out how he's going to go. It's pretty difficult to put your $2 million man on the bench. That's the difficulty.
No, don't put him on the bench.
When it comes to selection. But if you put him down at 4, then you don't want to make it more difficult for the guy, you know what I'm saying?
Let's quickly have a look at the squad again because I'm a big Washington Sundar fan, so I'm really not happy that he's out. Who do you think is going to make place?
Another person.
But I mentioned him in the list before.
Okay.
So who comes in for Washi Sundar?
Good one. They've not been using his batting very much. I don't know if they want to play an extra spinner or whether they go with the Mayank Dagger or give Karthik Tyagi a break at some point. The good thing for them is Natarajan starting to look a little better. Markandeya is bowling beautifully. They need to get a little bit more out of Umran Malik. And Bhuvi is just like beautiful wine.
Fine wine.
Beautiful.
But you don't think an Akil Hussain can make
But
it
if Akil
because
has
of
to come in,
then
someone
Jansen
Jansen has to
will have
go out. I like Akil Hussain as a cricketer.
Yes.
I mean, right now he plays many parts, bowls in the power play as well, but they don't want to spin in the power play because they're using Jansen.
Tricky one.
Yeah, who would you pick for him? I think they might go with the spinner. Pick
And
another
look,
spinner.
Yeah, when sides are not going well, oftentimes you can just make changes, can't you? And sometimes the strange thing is whatever's not going well is not what's changed. It's something else. Yeah. And that just kind of illustrates jumbled minds, desperation, and all of that. It's not yet desperation stakes, though. I think they need to pick and decide where the players are going to play.
interesting, Brian Lara
and then
said-
go with that.
This is our opening combination and we're going to stay with it now for the next few games.
Abhishek and
But Mayank opened.
oh dear. Well, yeah.
But he did say Abhishek. He did say Brook and Abhishek. And I think there is something to be said in favor of the left-hander, especially at the Eden Gardens. Suppose you're playing one of the side pitch, always helps to have a left-hander and a right-hander, one of them hitting to the smaller side.
Well, the other team, that's Delhi, has moved things around quite a bit because Prithvi didn't make it to the last game. Salt came in for Prithvi, but that ingredient didn't work for them in the last game. So
Yeah, you can't know much about like a first ball dog. And Salt, I saw Salt in South Africa. He was magnificent. He absolutely.
Is he? I've not seen much of him. Is he one of those, when the ball comes on, I'm a wow player, but if the ball doesn't?
Absolutely smoke it. Fearless up at the top, just goes at it. So if he gets going, and I think he'll get another go because, one game, one ball, away you go, it doesn't tell you anything. So he'll probably get another go.
It's unlike wanting to make so many changes, though. I still think they have to find a way to play Riley Russo in. How do they get Riley Russo in? But if you have to leave out Salt, play Russo, who keeps wickets, then they've got to find Abhishek Porel to keep wickets, who was very impressive in the game that I saw.
What a catch that was.
Yeah.
So Porel has to play, then does Ripal Patel or Lalit Yadav, one of those go out. They've made so many changes. I'm looking at that side now. I don't know what's the best Delhi side.
I don't think they do either.
Which is tricky. I mean, it's not helped. When you looked on paper, you had Khalil Ahmed, left arm quick. He doesn't play. At
Just
some
too
point,
injury prone.
like Khalil Ahmed and Prithvi Shaw, at some point you've got to get frustrated with those two, with the ability they have, and the fact that it's not come through this year.
So if you're to pick your players to watch out for from both these teams, who's it going to be?
Delhi. I would pick Anrich Nokia. He's fantastic.
He's been so
to
good.
watch. It's just, man.
He's nailing those Yorkers, eh?
No,
He's
bowling those
looked
Yorkers
so
well.
good.
man, he bowls rockets, and it's lovely to watch.
And they need him to bowl well. So. And they need David Warner to fire, because here's someone who's struggling, getting his 50s but struggling, and now you look down that batting order again saying, who's going to get me the runs? And you're still looking at Warner.
No one else putting their hand
I mean,
up.
when you looked initially at Warner, Russo, Marsh, Powell, how powerful a batting lineup is that?
Man.
And of those four, only one is scoring runs.